Hi, boys and girls. We're going to continue working on Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel for day 4. We're talking about what takes place at the end of the story. But before we read the end of the story, let's go back and review our vocabulary words one last time. Our vocabulary words are steam shovel, a machine that digs big holes. Cellar, an underground room or basement. Furnace, a machine that heats a building. And janitor, a person who cleans and takes care of a building. Now that we've reviewed our vocabulary words, we can get started with reading our story. Okay, and we're going to be focusing on the end of the story. We're going to begin reading at page 38. So let's get to page 38. Okay. 5, 7, and 38. Okay. It says, nothing like this had ever happened before in Popperville. Everybody started talking all at once, and everybody had a different idea, and everybody thought that his idea was the best. They talked and they talked, and they argued and they fought till they were worn out, and still no one knew how to get Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann out of the cellar they had dug. Then Henry B. Swap said, the job isn't finished because Mary Ann isn't out of the cellar, so Mike Mulligan won't get paid. And he smiled again in a rather mean way. Now, the little boy, who had been keeping very quiet, had another good idea. He said, why couldn't we leave Mary Ann in the cellar and build the new town hall above her? Let her be the furnace for the new town hall, and let Mike Mulligan be the janitor. Then you wouldn't have to buy a new furnace, and we could pay Mike Mulligan for digging the cellar in just one day. Why not, said Henry B. Swap, and smiled in a way that was not quite so mean. Why not, said Mrs. McGillicuddy. Why not, said the town constable. Why not, said all the people. So they found the ladder and climbed down into the cellar to ask Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann. Why not, said Mike Mulligan. So it was decided and everybody was happy. They built the new town hall right over Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann. It was finished before winter. Every day, the little boy goes over to see Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann, and Mrs. McGillicuddy takes him nice hot apple pies. As for Henry B. Swap, he spends most of his time in the cellar of the new town hall listening to the stories that Mike Mulligan has to tell and smiling in a way that isn't mean at all. Now, when you go to Popperville, be sure to go down in the cellar of the new town hall. There'll be Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann. Mike in his rocking chair smoking his pipe, and Mary Ann beside him warming up the meetings in the new town hall. That is the end of the story. Now let's go back and answer a couple of questions. What idea does the little boy have? He thinks Mary Ann should stay in the cellar to be the furnace and Mike should be the janitor. So he comes up with a way where everyone benefits. The next question, How does this idea solve Mike and Marianne's problem from earlier in the story? They have work to do now. People want them again. So they went from being wanted to not being that wanted because of all the new steam engines that were taken over, to having a purpose again and to be wanted because people took an interest in them. And the last question, how do Mike and Mary Ann feel at the end of the story? And we know that they are happy at the end of the story. At the beginning, they were happy. Kind of towards the middle, they got sad. And again, by the end of the story, they were happy once again. So today, you are going to turn to page 34 in your workbooks. You're going to be working on the end of the story. And it says, draw what Mike and Mary Ann are doing at the end of the story. And we know, what are Mike and Mary Ann doing? They are staying in the town hall. Now, once you draw your picture up at the top in the box, you're going to write a complete sentence at the bottom to tell what Mike and Mary Ann are doing in your picture. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson. And this finishes up our story on Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel. Everyone have a great day, and I'll see you later, boys and girls.